People love to draw the lines between burlesque and stripping, like one's classy and the other's trashy. But after learning about the spaces, I can tell you it's not that simple. Burlesque has the feathers, the glitter, the vintage glamour, but underneath all that, it's still about seduction. Stripping might look more raw, more direct, but there's an art form in that too, in how you command the room, read the energy, and use your body as your instrument. And honestly, both are about power, confidence, and turning desire into performance. So today, I want to break down exactly what separates burlesque from stripping and what these worlds can teach us about sexuality, shame, and self-expression. So recently, I started taking burlesque classes because I find it is one of the sexiest things ever. I wanted to get more in touch with my body, my femininity, my sexiness, my eroticism, and all of that. So naturally, I signed up for some private burlesque classes in Montreal with Arabesque Burlesque. And I also started going to more shows. And I recently just got back from Paris with my partner Gab, where I saw one of the best burlesque shows I have ever seen, called The Empire Strips Back. Yes, this is for my Star Wars nerds. It was Star Wars themed and it was so fun. It was such a great date. It was fun, playful, sexy, flirtatious, and it made me remember that a lot of people still don't really know what the difference is between stripping or exotic dancing and burlesque. And a lot of people haven't even ever been to a burlesque show. I mean, I've been learning a lot about these worlds lately, and the question remains, what is the difference between stripping or exotic dancing, whatever they're calling it these days, and burlesque? Because there is a difference. Now, they are two different styles of performing, but both require skill, some serious athleticism, stage performance, and technique. And at the end of this video, I want you to comment below and let me know which style you prefer and why. And let's get into it, shall we? Let's start with stripping or exotic dancing. I'm not sure what they're calling it these days, but it's primarily a form of adult entertainment where the performers remove their clothing at a club or a venue. The intention is usually straightforward: sex appeal, erotic fantasy, and entertainment. A typical strip performance usually focuses on nudity or close to it at the final reveal. It also focuses on sensual movement, body confidence, and sometimes more intimate audience interaction, depending on the type of club or venue. You know, sometimes you'll see dancers doing tricks on stage in order to get some, extra cash, or take people to private back rooms for private dances, and so on. The pacing is often very fast. They'll come in often clothed or wearing, very sexy, beautiful lingerie. And at the end, they'll be pretty much naked or mostly naked. There's usually less storytelling and more of an emphasis on sensuality, seduction, and athleticism. And let me tell you about the athleticism, all right? Next time you go to a dancing bar, whatever you want to call it, I want you to take a moment from admiring the beautiful woman on stage, because they're all beautiful, all right? We're all like drooling when we watch them. They're beautiful, they move beautifully, and they look beautiful, and they smell beautiful, and all that stuff. But let me tell you about the athleticism that goes into their performances, okay? They ain't just dancing, they are doing some acrobatic stuff on those poles, and it ain't easy, all right? I have tried pole dancing. I haven't committed long enough to it to actually ever be good. Every time I've tried a class, I have failed miserably because my upper body strength is just not up to par. But holy shit, these dancers can move their bodies. The skill, the strength, the musicality, the technique, the confidence, and the social intelligence that goes into their work plays a huge role. So yeah, they got a lot of skill. Honestly, anytime I go into a dancer's bar, a strip club, whatever, usually the first question that I ask these girls is, what's your workout regimen? What are you doing to look that good and to move that efficiently and beautifully and seamlessly? So yeah, again, next time you go to one, just admire the athleticism aside from the way they look, because it takes some serious skill. And I also just want to be clear that there is absolutely no shame in dancing, okay, and stripping and taking off your clothes on stage. It is labor, it is a performance, and it requires an incredible set of skills. Now, why do people strip? Honestly, there are a range of reasons, and most of those reasons are the same reasons why anybody gets any job. Financial independence, fast, flexible income. For others, it's about confidence and self-expression, and even can be about trauma healing. There's something really empowering about walking on stage and commanding that stage and being fully seen and owning your body in your own terms. Some people just genuinely love the performance aspect of it all. Everyone does it for different reasons. Speaking of burlesque, let's get into it. But before I get into it, I actually want to share a story with you that is related to today's sponsor. And that is the first burlesque show I ever went to was on a first date with somebody that I met on an app a couple years ago. And instead of doing the whole, hey, let's go for a drink thing, he booked tickets to a burlesque show. And I thought that was so cool. Such a good idea for a first date. It was unique, it was different, and there was sexy energy and it was funny, it was low pressure. So if you're looking for good date ideas, I highly recommend you bring your date to a burlesque show. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, that's a great idea, but like, how the hell am I going to get a date in the first place? I don't have anyone. I don't have any potential dates. This is where the sponsor of today's video can help you. So I'm going to tell you about my girl Marnie from the Wing Girl Method. She is a huge YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, and she is a world-renowned dating expert who has helped thousands of men up their dating and flirting game with the science-backed flirting formula that she created called the F formula that helps men get the woman that they deserve. Let's be honest, a lot of men and a lot of people in generally kind of suck at flirting, We're not all born with the skills of banter and social etiquette and all that kind of stuff. So we need some help sometimes, and that's okay. And that's why people like Marnie create resources like the F formula to give you the tools to be able to succeed at getting a woman that you deserve to date you, to want to be with you, to escalate with you, and to sleep with you. So using the step-by-step formula, you don't need to be rich, you don't need to be a model. It will give you the tools that you need to become more confident and take your dating life into your hands and get the woman that you deserve. This isn't for the guys that are content on being alone forever. These are the ones who are ready to break free from your flirting failures and find someone that you can bring on a super fun, sexy burlesque date with. And because the Wing Girl Method is sponsoring today's video, they are giving my audience, aka you, an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description below this video and get access to your exclusive preview of the F formula completely free. And if you decide to join the program, you get an additional 20% off. So if you are tired of flirting and being stuck on the sidelines, then stop wasting your time and take control of your dating life now. Click the link in the description and get access to your free preview now. So let's get back to burlesque, shall we? Burlesque is a theatrical art form that goes back to the 19th century, and it actually comes from the Italian word burlesco. It's terrible Italian pronunciation, and I am half Italian. Shame on me. And it basically means mockery. So originally burlesque was all about parody, satirizing high culture, politics, and social norms. Yes, it often includes removing the clothes, but the focus is different. It's about the tease, the character, and the narrative. A burlesque performer might tell you a story or play a funny or glamorous character, bring comedy, drag energy, theater, or make a social statement. You'll have props like fans, feathers, corsets, and elaborate costumes. And unlike stripping or exotic dancing, burlesque traditionally ends with pasties and a thong. So if you're not sure what pasties are, it's those little stickers that you put on your nipples. They're often covered with gems, stones, little like tassels, and you shake the tatas a little bit. So it's not about bearing everything. It's about how cleverly and playful you reveal. And that is probably my favorite thing about burlesque, about the mystery, the coyness, making people get excited through anticipation and teasing them and flirting with them. And that's kind of like my personality in my normal dating life. So being able to do that through dance and seduction just feels amazing. So if we look at why people do burlesque, it is very different than why people choose to become exotic dancers. Burlesque performers are often tied to the theatrical side of sensuality, so storytelling, satire, costume design, and art. It tends to live more in the realm of artistic expression than labor, aka transactional. It's also a space where all body types and people from all different backgrounds are welcome. So it's often seen as a form of body positivity or creative rebellion. And when you go to a dancer's club, you'll often see there isn't that much variety in terms of body sizes. You may have some, but traditionally it's the bodies that you do see are pretty much like what society says bodies should be, like tall, thin, like tight, and so on. But in burlesque, you will see body shapes and sizes from like everywhere under the sun, and that's what I love about it, because you can have people with so many different bodies. As soon as they walk out on stage, They ooze confidence and they are like the sexiest, most powerful thing in the room. And I find that so attractive. And it makes me want to be like that and have that kind of confidence, you know? And that's why I love going to those classes, because even just after 1 hour of dancing, I feel like I'm on top of the world and so powerful and so effing good in my body. So while stripping and burlesque can look similar from the outside, both involving undressing, one usually centers around entertainment and financial exchange, and the other is more around art and personal expression. But both take serious skill, both are incredibly powerful, both are very valid. They're just different expressions and there isn't one that's better than the other. Speaking of experiences, if you are interested in some more of my experiences, travel experiences, sexcapades, sex education, learning experiences, you can check out my Patreon. I have a lot more content on there. It's also a great way to support my channel and support my content. It really motivates me to keep learning and sharing my sex ed and relationship journey with you all. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons for supporting me. So that being said, I would love to hear what you prefer, going to clubs or going to burlesque. I know Gab prefers burlesque because he loves the comedic aspect of it and he finds that really funny and sexy and entertaining. I kind of like both, you know. I would love to have the confidence to fully assume myself on stage and take off my clothes. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Burlesque is actually helping with that confidence, very much so. So yeah, and speaking of burlesque, again, if you wanna find someone to go out on a first date with at a burlesque show, then I highly recommend you check out the Wing Girl Method, the F Formula, the sponsor of this video, by clicking on the link below and accessing your free exclusive preview today. And also don't forget, you're gonna get that 20% off if you decide to join the program. So thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you in the next one. Bisous, je vous aime.